Todd, now we get to this topic on what Jesus said in Matthew 24. And this is huge because, I might not have thrown this into the apocalypse, but he sure does. And let's look at what he says in Matthew 24. And he's going through essentially what's going to happen in the first half of the tribulation. And he says there in verse 12, and because lawlessness is increased, most people's love will grow cold. Didn't say all people, but most people, and that's the vast majority. So lawlessness increase. So Todd, let's begin by talking about what is lawlessness.
Yeah, I mean, lawlessness simply defined is missing God's mark, is breaking God's commands. Lawlessness is breaking away from what God's word says is right and true, and it's doing what is right. And it's kind of like the time of the judges when every man did what was right in their own eyes, which that time period shows you. It just leads to complete chaos and destruction. So that we're seeing this lawlessness now. One quick thing, when I used to read these various verses about there'll be lawlessness in the last days, I immediately just thought, oh, like street level, people breaking into stores, rioting, looting, that kind of thing. But really, it's when you look at the context, it's talking about all stratas of society, especially talking more about lawlessness of those in authority, lawlessness in leadership, in governments, in worldwide, every strata of society. As we trend toward the last days, is going to become more and more lawless.
Yeah, so lawlessness just means without law.
Yeah,
it means that there is no God authority. Speaking of God's law, there's no God authority that rules, and so people will cast off the law of God in order to be a law unto themselves, which is really where we are right now. Now, it's not expressed completely in the way that it will be expressed. But Jesus said later on in this very chapter, he talks about that as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days when the Son of Man returns. And we look back at the days of Noah, and even though he's talking primarily about just the fact that people didn't care, which that's lawlessness, he talks about in Genesis 6:5 about how every thought of every man was only continually evil, and really just self-centeredness. It was what it boils down to. So Todd, as we think about lawlessness now, we define what it is. Without God's law, I don't want God telling me what to do. That's really the bottom line.